Shanti Om, Shanti Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Shanti Om, Om. Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om. Peace inside my mind, God and only God is moving me. Peace inside my mind, God and only God I live to see. Peace inside my mind, God and only God is moving me. Peace inside my mind, God and only God I live to see. Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om. Peace inside my mind, God and only God is moving me. Peace inside my mind, God and only God I live to see. Peace inside my mind, God and only God is moving me. Peace inside my mind, God and only I live to see. Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om, Shanti Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om Shanti Om. Peace inside my mind, peace inside my heart, peace inside my soul. Peace is where the home is. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am all that I have been. I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more that I will be. I am all that I am. That's right, sing with us. In the land of I am more that I have been. I am more that I will be. I am all that I am. That's right. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. In the songs of all my great-grandmothers and the dreams of all my great-grandfathers and the way to rise beyond the pain or live, or live, or In the land of I am all that I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. That's right, everyone. Come on. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am, come on, more than I will be. I am all that I am. That's right. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. And the smiles of all the unborn children and the dreams of a better day to come, and the dance of heaven with the earth all live in me. I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am.
Oh my goodness. Good morning, Cityside. Tiffany Monique. Woo! We're so lucky and so blessed to have her with us this morning. Thank you so much for being here. So I'm going to read you something. It says, I was reading this morning and I was like, I got to read this for my Cityside family. My life is a spiritual journey that began long before my birth. I am on an eternal spiritual journey that leads me ever more deeply into an awareness of God's presence, awareness of oneness. Even when I have not been seeking, God, creator, source, truth, eternal being, eternal love has always been there. This is just a little bit from the Daily Word. Some of you may know. Our speaker today is Anjie Hosley, and Anjie is trained in unity, so I thought I'd bring a little unity this morning just for Anjie. So thank you. I'm glad you're here. I want to welcome you all. Welcome, live streamers. If you're here for the first time, I especially want to welcome you. We do have a yes and card that you can complete to stay in touch with us. We do like to let you know all the things that are going on. We are in the midst of kind of reorganizing ourselves in a lot of ways. This is, the third week we're in this new space? Fourth week? Oh my goodness, time flies. So we're really glad to see all these beautiful faces, and I hope live streamers, you'll come and see us. We're at 1821 West Hubbard. You can tell it's the building because it has 1821 painted like in huge giant letters on it, and it is weird because it's set back from the street. So if you're having any trouble finding us, don't be shy. Just look for the big ginormous 1821 and you know you're in the right place. And we're working on getting some signage out on the street for you. So welcome. We are a spiritual community that practices New Thought teachings. We follow the teachings of ancient teachers, current teachers, emerging teachers and leaders and thinkers. We have a beautiful current and emerging leader with us today, Anjie Hosley, who will be speaking. And I'm so glad she's here. I'm so glad you're all here. We have a beautiful mission that I think really embodies what we're trying to do with our many voices, many truths here at Cityside. So I just invite you to share this mission with me. It's on your flyer. It's in the black box. If you want to read it with me, just to affirm these words, because we want to keep it present, we want to keep it alive, we want to keep it active. So here at Cityside, we envision an empowered community that is living in a world of unconditional love in action. Our mission is to create safe spaces to explore and deepen our faith, grow in spiritual relationship, and connect with our authentic nature. So I just wanted to be sure to welcome you again and hope that you find, if this is your first time or if you've been just kind of checking us out, I hope you make Cityside your spiritual home. We are working on affiliating with Centers for Spiritual Living. We're almost done. I was talking to them yesterday, and they have all of our materials, and so I think we're just waiting for the final approval. When we align permanently with CSL, we'll be moving into a workshop probably in July, or just a gathering for anybody interested or is on the path for spiritual practitionership. I know some people in our community are, and you may have some classes done, you may not have all your classes done, and there may be a lot of questions around that. So we really want to hold you in love and intention and honor that path, pick up where you've left off, and usher you on your way to full certification. So that'll be happening in July, and then we'll probably be doing more classes and workshops into the fall. Today we are talking about the butterfly effect, which sounds like a very interesting talk. There's a little blurb on the back of the flyer if you want to read about it, and I'm going to let Angie just take us on a journey with this. And I'm not going to talk a little bit at all about it. I just want to experience the love and the joy and the truth that Angie brings every time she speaks. I'm a big fan, and I'm so glad she's here. So with that, I think we're just going to meet and greet each other. I would say hello to somebody maybe you don't know and just wish them a happy Sunday morning. And I would say for our icebreaker today, it is, what is your favorite summer food? Like, think beach food. All right, let's say hello, live streamers.
Good morning, everybody. Hey, I've got a voice. Yes. Hey, we're a chatty group. I love it. Love to chat and talk and schmooze. And so we're just bringing you back in now to our spiritual oneness. And know that this reading that Angie picked out today is called Your Radical Trust is Required. The Bible tells us to trust in God's unfailing love and let our hearts rejoice with salvation. Trust is defined as a reliance on the character, ability, strength, or truth of someone. As you go through the process of rebirth or transformation, you must develop, hone, and cultivate radical trust. There is a sweet surrender in placing your dependency on the nature or character of an unfailing universe that believes and supports you without hesitation or question. What if you completely trusted this divine presence and power? Can you have radical trust in God's unfailing love? What does it look like to completely trust God? How would your life look differently? Spend some time today thinking about these questions. Look at every area of your life and discover new ways to have a complete dependence on God's unfailing love for you. As you manifest your heart's desire, you will learn how to stretch your idea of trust. Affirm, today I have decided to start trusting God completely. I am willing to follow where intuition leads and to know that the universe has already provided the right answers, right next steps, and right path. And so it is. As we go into our brief meditation now, in the silence, contemplating these questions, what would my life look like if I completely trusted God? And so just coming back now into the room, back into your consciousness, and just knowing that we are so grateful that we're all here today together. This is indeed a Sunday for celebration and for upliftedness. And so as we recognize the one power, the one presence, the one mind, we are totally connected right now with that. And know that nothing can shake us from that presence, that we are so connected to that belief that God is all there is, that we practice that every hour, every minute of the day. I know that everyone here at Cityside is held in love throughout the week. As we go through our different situations in life, God just gently guides us through these challenges or moments of gratefulness or moments of surprise, moments of thanksgiving, of blessings. And we are just so grateful for these as they enter our life. I know that Cityside has a tremendous presence now in this city called Chicago, and that it is absolutely attracting more and more people. Every denomination supports us. Every group we support. We have this give and take consciousness. And so as we continue to spiral upward on our path, we know that we are always divinely led by the grace that we always try so very, very hard to propagate that consciousness and know that we are coming from our higher self always. And so it is with great thanks that I release these words into the law of mind and action, knowing that they go forward to do their right and perfect work. And so it is. Ashe, amen, alleluia. All right.
Thank you so much for letting me share my talent with you today. It is a pleasure to be here and to sing for you all. I chose this song. I'm sure some of you are already humming along to it, and you know what it is. I think for many of us, we feel that this song is about that partner that is in more of a love interest relation. And what I love about being a conduit of expression and of lyric is that I can create a space for you to maybe challenge what the traditional thought of a lyric is, and to open yourself up to other ideas of what that song and how it can serve you. And I think right now, looking into the room at some familiar faces that I know and maybe have not seen for a moment, I think it is that reminder of we have everything inside of us. Everything that we need to get by is right where you are in this moment, in this time of what you are feeling, of what you are needing, of what is transitioning, of what is revealing to you the unexpected. And can you transition your mindset into an adventure, into child spirit, to the excitement of what's beyond what you can't see or know? And so as you listen to this, you're welcome to close your eyes. You're welcome to keep them open. But I want you to ask yourself, what is it that you need in this moment to get by today, to get by tomorrow, to get by maybe in the next month? Because you will get by. You're all I need to get by. You can sing along with me. You're all I need to get by. Like the sweet morning dew, I took one look at you. and it was plain to see that you were my destiny. With your arms open wide, I threw away my pride. I sacrifice for you, dedicate my life to you. I will go where you lead. I'll be right there in a time of need. Oh, and when I lose my will, you'll be right there to push me up that hill. There's no looking back for us. Said we've got love, sure enough, that's enough. You're all, sing with me, you're all I need. You're all I need. You're all I need to get by. I need, that's right, you better sing this with me, to get by. Come on, everybody, sing. You're all, that's what I need. I need that from you to get by. We're gonna do that a couple more times. Let's raise the vibration, come on. Yes, what? You're all, what is it? I need, that's right, to get by. One more time for me, yes. You're all I need to get by. Like an eagle protects his nest, for you I'll do my best. Stand by you like a tree and dare anybody who tries to move me. Darling, in you I found strength when I was torn down. I don't know what's in store, but together we can open any door. I said just to do what's good for you. I'll inspire you a little higher. I know you can make a woman out of a soul that didn't have a goal. 'Cause we've what? We've got the right foundation, and with love and determination, you're all I need. You're all I need. Yes, you're all I need. Yes, you're all. You are all I need. You are all I need to get by. Ooh, yes, you are all I need to get by. You're gonna sing it one more time. All I need to get by. Yes, that's right. You're all I need to get by. One more time. You're all I need to get by. All right.
Well, that was beautiful. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Greg. We're so blessed to have such beautiful music today, aren't we? Just really incredible. Well, I actually don't have your bio in front of me, Angie. So I think a lot of you already know we do have many voices here. We invite different speakers to come so that we can hear the truth spoken from a lot of different places and a lot of different orientations. And Angie has been sharing her truth with us now a few times, and I'm so glad that she's here with us today. Anjie Hosley.
but they always make me pretend like the live streamers are talking to me. It's a very cute thing. So I'm back. I was gonna sing Eminem, Guess Who's Back. Do you guys know that song? But I won't do that. I'm grateful and humbled to be here. I'm really grateful and humbled to be here. So let's talk about the theme for June, right? Birthing something new, a rebirth, right? When you think about that, what does that mean? Rebirth, the dying of the old, the birthing of new possibilities, living in that space where there's just breath and infinite possibilities, right? So we got a new home, right, Cityside? This is nice, right? Definitely upgraded. And all the speakers this month have covered different aspects of rebirth. So today I'm going to talk about the butterfly effect and how each phase of that experience, right, is necessary to your growth. Even the cocooning phase. I'm going to pay special attention to that because I think that's where, especially for me, my dreams go and kind of go dormant. I get stuck. I get confused. I get uneasy. I get unsure about who I am and the promise, right? So before we start, you know me, I want to pray. So I invite you to become still, both physically and emotionally, right? Just silencing yourself. And if you want, you can actually close your eyes. So right here and now, I am so grateful. I am thankful for this presence that I know is God, that underlying integrity of all that is, was, and ever will be. I know that this is my life and my truth. And if it is true for me, it is absolutely true for every single person within an earshot of my voice. So it is from that place of oneness that I speak a blessing. I speak a blessing on the unpacking of the butterfly effect. I speak a blessing of getting a new understanding of where we are on the journey to the fulfillment of the lives that we are destined and designed to live. I am so grateful for this truth and this knowledge, knowing that it is my very life. It is the very life of everyone that is here. And in this gratitude moment, we just say, and so it is, amen. So I want to start with a quote by the great Maya Angelou, Dr. Maya Angelou. I love her. I think she was a sage on this earth, and she is one of, by far, my favorite poets. And it reads, "We delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely admit the changes it has gone through to achieve that beauty." What does that say to you? That there's a little bit of sacrifice that happens when on this journey that we call life. So I want us to really think about that. How do you feel about that statement? What does it say to you? Don't leave me hanging. Look, y'all already know I want you to talk back. It's that old jazz call and response. I want to hear your voice because we are creating a sacred space together, yes or no? Are y'all in it with me or no? Raise your hand if you're here. Okay. So what does that mean? What do you think about? Because we've all had that journey of knowing that something is a greater yes is wanting to birth or be birthed and is brewing inside of our souls and our spirits, right? And the bravery that the caterpillar goes through so that the butterfly can be beautiful is real. That cocoon experience is real. So I want to talk to you about that. Now, I don't want to get it twisted. There's nothing wrong with the caterpillar experience, right? You can have joy there. You can have love there. You can have happiness and success. But, and that's a big old but, if you are longing for something more, who else is longing for something more in this experience called life, right? We're longing for something more, and we know that there's a destiny. See, it would be different if you didn't really know, right? If you thought the caterpillar was the end of it, but you know the promise, you know the vision. Maybe you've even seen it. Anybody ever seen a vision and you're like, that's not my life? I have those moments where I'm like, yeah, you sure? When I started seminary school, I think I told Kim this, I said, I would have that, hello, are you sure it's me you're looking for, Jesus, kind of conversation daily in the beginning. It happened daily because I was like, okay, I'm going to sing that Lionel Richie song again. Hello? You sure? But I had seen the vision and about that much of it. And if you can see that much of it, what do you think the universe has ready for you? The world is yours, baby. Are you ready to receive it is the question. Are you? Okay. And that's an honest assessment, right? Because we know going into that cocoon phase, we know what it's like to be a caterpillar, right? We crawling around eating what caterpillars eat. What do they eat anyway? Plants, yeah, greeneries, But the willingness to actually step into the darkness, right? To be engulfed in it. It doesn't say, the caterpillar keeps its head out. Everything consumes it. To be able to willingly go into that's something, So I want to talk a little bit about how to survive the cocooning phase, because it is a metamorphosis, right? It is the start of dying off and keeping a little aspects of yourself, but you come out completely transformed on the other side. And how not to get stagnant or die in the cocoon. Because we know in nature, there are plenty of caterpillars that say, yes, I'm jumping in. I'm going to do this, right? And they die on the vine and never manifest their butterfly wings. Anybody ever have a dream do that? You get excited, you jump in, and you're like, whew, I didn't really know that it was going to, I'm going to abort this, right? I'm done with it. We've all had that experience, right? Well, we have that dream, and we're excited, and we're gung-ho, and we're like, yes! And then about 5 months into, you're like, maybe not, right? But you cannot go back to the caterpillar experience because you've been expanded. And once you've been expanded, there's no shrinking back. The universe won't allow it. You won't allow it, right? So I want to talk about the dark night of the soul. That's a Carolyn Mace term, right? Anybody know Carolyn Mace? She's a powerful truth speaker. John was talking about new luminaries. I'm a spiritual luminary. She is definitely one. You are one too, John. Definitely. So she describes it as an inevitable experience in a person's life. Inevitable. That means you're going to have it. We all have it. It's part of the human experience. Shh. Like, it's a secret. It's part of the human experience. It is a passage of profound initiation, right? The dark night fights to finish. That means the cocoon phase isn't there to destroy you. It's there to inform your butterfly experience. And if you walk into it knowing that, you can survive it a little bit differently. Who was here for my count it all joy? We talked about that. Count it all joy. What if you walk through life and you just say, you know what? This disappointment, this heartbreak, this hurt, there has to be a greater truth, a greater yes. There has to be something that the universe or God is trying to teach me or make me grow through so that I can be an example to someone to help them survive it, right? She said it's a bending until there is a breakthrough. Anybody need a breakthrough? So I want to read this because I thought it was so profound. One of my friends posted this on Facebook, and it says, nobody ever talks about this part. You know, the part where you're no longer a caterpillar and not yet a butterfly. You don't know who you are, and you don't know where you're going. All you know is that every fiber of your being, anybody ever had that kind of calling? Every fiber of your being is calling for transformation, for a disruption, for an evolution of the spirit. So surrender, break down. Now, who tells you to break down? Everybody's like, stay buttoned up. Don't show any emotion. Shh. Put on a straight face and you walk the straight line. I am fortunate enough to be a member of 2 churches here at Cityside and also at Christ Universal Temple. And I laugh because sometimes people will say, how are you? I'm great. And I'm like, you're bleeding out. Like, not a physical bleeding out, but an emotional, spiritual bleeding out. And when has it become so, I don't know, to not say where you are? Because in a minute, you ask me how I'm doing, I'm not good. Having the ability to say that and call a spade a spade. Having the ability to honor where you are is powerful in your transformation. I'm not okay. And having the space and the community and the sacredness to say, we know, we see you, we honor that. The truth of the matter, we are all divine. We are all made in the image and likeness of God. We all have that DNA imprint on us, but we have this human experience, right? And when has it ever become not okay to say you're not okay? It's not okay to say you're not okay. It's okay to say that you are not okay, right? So this is not the death of you. Good news, we rely on that old ancient African proverb, just when the butterfly thought the world was ending, just when the caterpillar thought the world was ending, it became a butterfly, right? So this is not the death of you. This is the dying of who you once were. This is a rebirth, darling, and these are called growing pains. Anybody in that phase right now where it's kind of like you're in some growing pains? So I am currently in my own cocooning phase. And I think I've shared that I'm on this weight loss journey for a good couple of years now, and I am uncomfortable in my skin. And I know, like me, I've never been uncomfortable in my skin, never. And it's a new experience for me. And so as I was preparing for this talk, it came up, you're cocooning. And I was like, oh, is that what this weird, I'm not real sure, I'm uncomfortable, I feel weird. You know how you see those tweens sometimes? Like, they're not really teenagers, they're tweens, and their arms are longer than their legs, it seems like, and they're like ill-formed. Anybody know that word? It's an old Southern term, where you're just kind of like, so I'm uncomfortable right now. And it's okay because I can no longer go back. My friend posted a picture of me 2 years ago when we first met, and I looked at it and I said, that looks like me, but I can't go back to that Angie. And yet I'm not where my butterfly weight loss wings are being prepared, right? And I have to just go through the cocooning process of it. And I laughed because I was thinking about how I used to eat versus how I eat now. Because my brother said the reason why you don't have the body yet is because of your eating habits. And I thought about that. And I got real honest and I said, yep, you're probably right. Because there are some things I still very much enjoy. But, I mean, come on, can we be real about it? If you can't be real about where you are, maybe I'm the wrong one for you today. I don't know. But if you can't be honest about where you are, you can't transform it. You can't move beyond that point where you're stagnant and stuck and it feels like you're in quicksand. Anybody ever had that experience where you felt like you were just going to, right? You just like, okay, but stay still in those moments because there's something else being transformed, right? So I thought about that and I said, okay, so now I have some new level of cocooning to do there. And I'm okay with it, because the old Angie would have just cried and gotten 8 of those Reese's cups. You too, John? Thank you. I love them. Do you know that they have new chocolate lovers where you get a little more chocolate, and they have peanut butter lovers where you get a little more peanut butter? It's the most fascinating thing. And I would have gotten, the king-size pack and put them on top of each other and kind of just, sat there and cried and eaten them. But now my body craves things like a green smoothie. Like, I have perfected this chai green smoothie, and if you want the recipe, see me after. I will share it. It is amazing. Okay? So I have 7 strategies, and it's funny because I left them at home. I printed you all cute copies, and if you still want your cute copy, give me your email address, and I'll email it to you. But they're on my kitchen table with some other things I was supposed to bring today. But hey, we're here. So if you want to take notes, or if you want me to just email them, I will. So 7 keys to surviving the cocoon phase. Number 1, well, I don't think they're really in order when I look at them. Surrender to the new possibilities that are being birthed. How do you do that? You let it go. You stand still. You be quiet. You allow the vision to hold you, right? Because sometimes you just have to hold on long enough for the transformation to happen. They talk about it being darkest before the dawn. So if you are in the cocooning phase and you're feeling like, I'm just going to give up, I'm done with this, maybe that's when just a little bit more, just hold on a little bit longer and watch it transform. Because everything came to pass. So my grandmother, I love her, used to, when I stayed with her when I was like in 7th grade, and I would come home in an upset, something had happened at school, and I was pissed and upset and angry, and I would come in, and she was a wise, sage woman, so I would sit at her feet and pour my little heart out about something that Keisha Coleman had done, because it was always Keisha Coleman. Sorry, Keisha. But it was. She was upset in my world, and I was like, I don't like you. Why are you bothering me? And I would tell my grandmother the story, and she would say, keep living. This too shall pass. Now, when you are in your upset, that is the last thing you want to hear. You want to hear, oh, baby, I'm so sorry. Come here, give me some kisses or something. No, she was like, well, I hate to tell you, keep living. This too shall pass. She's right. Everything comes to pass. You are not going to be buried in the cocoon phase. It is a spiritual passage and rite. It is there to inform your butterfly experience because you have gone through it. And you can't spiritually bypass it. There's no way that you can. My sister told me a story about how you can't help a butterfly, even in the last stages of releasing the cocoon out, because the wings never fully develop and they never fly. So you want to be able to fly. You want to be able to land on those flowers and have your dreams. You want to be able to tell the other caterpillars that there's a brighter future on the other side, right? You are the modern day way showers. What does your life say about the glory of God? What does it say about this universe? What does it say about trusting? Lucy read radical trust, right? Radical trust. What if you just trusted? What if you just allowed? What if you just surrendered, right? Affirmations. Does everybody know what an affirmation is? What is it? Tell me. Statements of truth, positive statements of truth. How you going to just defer like, oh, yeah, that's it? Tell me, talk to me. Statements of truth. Get yourself a cheat sheet of affirmations. And when the fear comes up, when the darkness starts to consume you, pull it out and read it. I read mine a few times a day. In the morning, sometimes at work, people walk in my office, and I look right to the card. While they're, yep. And then I say, my pleasure, of course I will. Of course I don't want to do that. Like, come on. Prayer. I'm a big believer in prayer and meditation. I believe you have to cultivate and have a relationship with this universe. You have to have a relationship with God. You have to have a relationship with the spiritual integrity that governs all that is. You have to. I don't believe in must, but you must have a relationship. It just makes your human experience so much better. meditation, sitting in quiet contemplation about the journey, right? Shh, be quiet. You can't talk to caterpillars about your cocoon phase. You can only talk to butterflies because they know what you're going through. The caterpillars will tell you, abort that and come back to us. You ever talk to a friend and they say, well, you're talking about your dreams and your desire? And they go, oh, well, you sure you want to do that? And you're thinking, well, why not? I could do it. And they're like, you might not. But if you talk to a butterfly, they're like, what do you need? How can I support you? What can we do together? How do we collaborate to make this an easier experience? Right? Remember that you are always, and I do mean always, supported and by love and grace. Anybody know grace? Grace is another one of my favorite topics. And so grace is the unmerited favor of the universe. The beauty of grace is that you didn't do anything to get it, and you can't do anything to live outside of it, right? It is the universal support of divine love. Anybody ever think about how graceful the presence and energy is on this planet to each of us? Can we, as humans, give each other a little more grace, right? So that's my talk. Thank you for sharing space and time with me, and I just want to give you a few more things. Be gentle with yourself in this cocoon phase. Gentleness is required. It is required because when you see a baby, I think about my little John 2, little fat baby, little fat baby. And he was learning how to walk. And every little step he took, we cheered for that. Yay, even if he fell down. Treat yourself like that, like a baby learning how to walk. When you fall down, don't beat yourself up. Don't say, oh, shoot. Oh, my God, I can't believe I'm such an idiot. Anybody ever do that? Am I by myself? You just beat yourself within a bloody pulp, and then you go, well, that didn't help move my life forward. Now I feel pretty bad about myself, actually, But what if you were gentle? What if you allowed grace to just carry you? There's good for you there in the cocoon phase. I know that there is. I've been through several of them this last couple of years, and there's good on the other side. Your wings are ready. Are you ready to receive them, Cityside? Yes. Thank you, and so it is.
Oh my God, that was so phenomenal. So let's pray. What do you say? Let's do some prayer work right now. So I just invite you to get centered. Find your breath. Find your heartbeat. Find your life beat. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. That life, that inner thing, that power for good, as Ernest Holmes says, that power for good that is eternal, infinite, that is you, as you, for you. This thing that is the source of all that is. Just knowing my oneness with it, for I must be one with it, for it is all that is, and I am one with it. And as I know this truth for myself, I know this truth for all the people here, for all our live streamers, for all of Cityside, just knowing this truth that each and every single person is one with their truth, this power for good, this unconditional love, this higher power. This thing we use, the word God, you can use whatever word you want, but we are one with it. And so from this place of oneness, I just know that we are having this beautiful, bountiful, expansive life experience, and I just hold this community in love, in the cocooning phase. Just knowing grace in all that is, just knowing peace. And I just know from this place of truth that all all that is needed is being made manifest in each person's life here and now. That each person is fully resourced to live the life of their dreams. And just knowing and affirming as we call forward that those places that need shoring up, those places that need more energy, more resources, that is absolutely being made manifest right here, right now. I'm just so grateful for this, so grateful for the manifestation of this power in ways expected and unexpected, so grateful for the grace that is, so grateful for the cocooning, and so grateful for the butterfly. So grateful for all that is occurring here today. Just holding this truth in grace and ease, I release it into the action of law, knowing it is absolutely done as this and better. Calling it good, I simply say, and so it is. Amen. I love having Tiffany with us today. So, you gonna sing some more for us?
Can I?
Yes, would you?
Just a little?
Just a little.
All right.
Go for it.
And will my heart and soul say yes? Will your spirit still say yes? Say yes. There is more that I require of thee. Will your heart and soul say yes, say yes, say yes, say yes. Now will your heart and soul say yes? Oh. Will your spirit still say yes? And if I told you what I really need, oh, will your heart and soul say yes? Say yes. Say yes. Say yes. Say yes.
Inviting you into this yes moment. It's our time to make our gifts to Cityside. And so just saying yes to this energy, saying yes to this, being in the space of gratitude, I just invite you to consider all the good that is showing up in your life, all the grace and the joy, all the blessings that are answered, all the prayers that have been answered. I always like to say things like, I have shoes on my feet. It's an answered prayer. Their answered prayers are large and small. And so Lucy's going to come around with the basket to collect our gifts and offerings, and just hold your gratitude as you release your gift to Cityside. And we really appreciate it. We are a community supported organization. It is a collective. It is our community. And because we're just creating it, we're creating it right now in this moment. We're creating it together. It is ours. And so I just invite you to share your gifts from that place of collective knowing, that place of collective gratitude, and that place of collective love.
Now, will your heart and soul say yes? Will your spirit still say yes? Oh, there is more that I require of thee. Will your heart and soul say yes? Say yes, say yes. So say yes. says he.
So I didn't give the text to give number. I wanted to give that for live streamers. And if you want to use text to give, if you text the word give, it's on the flyer. If you text the word give to 312-757-8111, if it's your first time, it'll give you some instructions for how to set things up. But then in the future, you just text the word give. It'll say, how much do you want to give? And you put in the amount, and you're done. So it's a really easy way to make your tithes and offerings to Cityside. So thank you. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you so much. So we have just, we don't have very many announcements because we're in our summer mode. So we'll be doing, as I said, we'll have a workshop during the summer for our friends on the spiritual practitioner path. We're going to be looking at some classes and workshops in the fall. We have stopped book study for now. We'll pick that up again probably in September. Book study's been so much fun. We do it Monday nights for an hour. We just talk about various books. We just finished a book on meditation that was really, really beautiful. So we'll continue that coming up. And anything else, Lucy, that I should announce? I know Reverend Amy's on vacation, so she's not here today. She will not be here next week, but then she'll be back the week after that. So, and with all that said, say what? Oh, Russ, you're speaking. I'm sorry, I wasn't sure. I was thinking to myself, who's speaking next week? I don't even know. But our own Russ Laguerre is going to be speaking next week. Talk about an emerging New Thought leader. So we look forward to having him. And again, thank you, Angie, and thank you so much, Tiffany, for being here
It's
today.
a pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure.
So let's sing home. Let's
Let's
go
sing.
home.
So we're going to take it out with a little Mary Mary. Hey.
And we'll, Tiffany, we usually do a couple verses and then we'll pray out.
Great.
And then you can sing us the rest of the way.
I love it. I get joy thinking about what God's done for me. I get joy thinking about what God's done for me. It's in my hands, my feet. I'm talking about what God's done for me. I get joy just thinking about what God's done for me. Oh, how I wonder when my soul looks back, how I ever made it through my separating acts. I did everything that I thought I wanted till it brought me down. Then God reached out to me, so I'm here to tell you now.
So I just know that God is present, God is true, God is here, and I am one with it, as all people are one with it. And I know that from this beautiful beat, this beautiful rhythm, this beautiful music, that as I move in with this rhythm, I'm moving with the rhythm of life. And I just say yes to this. I say yes to the flow of life. I say yes to the flow of grace. I say yes to the flow of love. And I just know that it is good. I am so blessed. Have a blessed week. This is all love unfolding. And with great gratitude I say, and so it is.
Sing with me, come on, what, and I get joy thinking about what God's done for me. I get joy just thinking about what God's done for me. It's in my hands, my feet. I'm talking about what God's done for me. I get joy just thinking about what God's done for me. All right. Have a beautiful Sunday.